Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Friday, the 12th of December. It's my weekly recap video. I hope you guys had a good week. It's not been the easiest of weeks here in the markets. We're stuck in a rut. If you want to join me, I'll put a link in the description below. We'd love to have you in our room. So let's talk about what's going on here. The markets, the SPY got very close to an all-time high yesterday and couldn't quite finish it. This morning it gapped down and sold off back to the 21 day. For what reason, I really couldn't tell you. There's no very specific reason here other than that they really just are not in the mood to let this market run right now. And you can see, we have just kind of a little bit of an ugly candle. You know, it's not that the market's not strong. The Dow hit a new all-time high, right? The IWM put in a new all-time high. The Qs, they're the ones lagging all the way down to the below the 50-day here. The Qs remain overall weak. We'll talk about that. The financials, new all-time highs, led by Goldman, which was on a massive roll. Morgan Stanley, new all-time high. Citigroup, for all intention purposes, an all-time high. Wells Fargo, another all-time high. Bank of America. Wow, didn't even realize that. Bank of America hit the all-time high today as well. JP Morgan lagged, but a hell of a bounce of just shy of it, right? After their analyst day, they got beaten up. And so what else is going on? XBI continues to hold in. You saw the pharmaceuticals today, BMY, Lilly, Pfizer, Merck, all stronger than the markets holding in. Energy remains kind of weak and out of play. Gold, very strong, just missed the all-time high. Silver's been on a rampage and it continues to look good. If you're worried about the VIX is saying there's really nothing to worry about here. Bonds continue to act weird and weak, not much to do there. And Bitcoin continues to be troubled, right? So it couldn't break that 21 day, couldn't hold that 95,000 area, and here we are. And are we going to roll back over? I don't know. We might. It continues to be hard. So what was good this week and what was bad? Microsoft tried to bounce a couple times this week, got caught up in some news, gap down, has not been able to get back into that gap, but the 200 days still above it, right? So trying to hold there. Amazon gave trades 2 days ago, but since then has come back down, but overall it's going sideways. Meta, what am I going to tell you? Meta, that's a bad candle, by the way. It never got up that high today. Meta gap, filled that gap, couldn't break above the 50-day. It needs to break that now if it's going to go anywhere. Apple's just been sideways all week, and Google is another one been hammered by news. OpenAI releasing their new ChatGPT, and Google came down on that yesterday. I mean, okay, that just doesn't seem to be a reason to drop it, but it is what it is. You look at software names, Salesforce continues to hold nicely here up at this 365 area. Palantir's gotten beaten down, but bounced nicely off the 21 day today. Uh, you know, ServiceNow is going to split next week right here at the 50-day. It'll be more interesting to see what that does. Crypto names like Coin, just can't get going. We'll have to wait. MSTR remains out of play. BMNR, Ethereum coming back in. Hood. Hood looks so good. Took the loss on a couple calls I had left on this. Made money on it earlier this week, but it held some calls for January, and they didn't like their October metrics, and they dropped the stock here. And now we'll see. Maybe it wants to come down and retest this 110 or this 100 level, where I think it's a screaming buy, but we'll see. Names like SoFi did an offering. They still haven't recovered that, but holding okay. We've seen a lot of action in the space area. ASTS good. Um, PL, Planet Labs, a nice little move. Rocket holding okay. ONDS continues to try to hold this 9 area. Some things there that are not so bad. Let's talk the semis. SMH is here. Ugly candle today. This was off of Aggo. Listen, you look at this report and you say, Mike, what's going on here? It was very, very simple. They had a great report. They said they were going to double their AI chips they'd deliver us next quarter, but they did not give any further guidance. They did not update year-end guidance, the rest of the year guidance. Market hated that. Market wants to know why, and it killed it. And they've gotten punished today, all the way down under the 50-day here. We'll see if it comes down. And you watch this 324, 325 area. That's going to be the level to hold there. That put pressure on the whole sector. Nvidia back down today. AMD back down today, right? The whole sector getting hit pretty hard here. Micron also getting hit pretty good back to 21 day. PLAB, my buddy Stock Talk there. That was a great call on his part. I did my own research, got into it, sold it out of it here, but nice move here up to the 39 area. It was a good one there. Boeing gave a nice trade this week. Not the easiest names to trade. Netflix is trying to bounce off the lows, but nothing special going on there. And overall, the market kind of just remains okay and sideways. There's a lot of strength that's broadening out. It does not want the AI trade. Right now, the AI trade is out of play. For whatever reason, they want nothing to do with it. Until they do, you're just going to have to be more careful and say, maybe this is not the place to be. So with that said, we have about 50 minutes to go. I need to run out. I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful weekend. I think I'm going to do some charts tomorrow and set you guys up for the weekend. And if you guys want to join the room, I'll put a link in the description. We'd love to have you. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.